From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Over the upcoming week, AccuWeather meteorologists say that a persistent stretch of dry weather will grip the central states. As a dry, warm air mass towers over the Front Range and Midwest, it will usher in mostly sunny skies and daily afternoon temperatures in the 80s to 90s. Temperatures may even eclipse the triple-digit mark across a small pocket of western South Dakota. Now, early this week, afternoon highs in Rapid City, South Dakota, approached records set back in the 90s and early 2010s. Cities like Denver, which typically have temperatures in the lower 80s at this point in the year, will surge into the lower 90s early this week. For locations in northeast Minnesota and northern Wisconsin, the return of warmth may be quite noticeable following overnight lows in the 40s late last week and even dipping into the 30s early Saturday morning. Freeze warnings and frost advisories were actually in place over the weekend. Across the rest of the country, residents may find it jolting to see reports of temps dipping into the 30s by early September. However, it is not uncommon for the first frost to occur in northeastern Minnesota by late August or early September. The lack of rain across the region may spell trouble for ongoing drought conditions, though. Widespread areas of moderate to severe drought are currently being observed across western portions of the Dakotas and Nebraska, according to the latest update of the U.S. Drought Monitor. Some locations along the border of Wyoming and South Dakota are even experiencing extreme drought conditions. This week, dry conditions are also projected to expand into the Ohio Valley as the zone of high pressure builds eastward. A substantial pocket of extreme and exceptional drought levels is currently being observed across southern Ohio into West Virginia. Cities like Columbus have recorded less than 40% of the historical average rainfall since June 1st. And with the prospect of rain looking bleak this week across the central states and the Ohio Valley, concerns continue to rise regarding river levels downstream, especially because the Ohio River Basin is a main component for feeding the Mississippi River network. As river levels dip, barges transporting goods along the Mississippi River could run the risk of facing additional limits with respect to how much can be loaded on board. Low water levels could also lead to saltwater intrusion concerns for cities closer to the Gulf of Mexico. By the end of this week, forecasters say that there may be some light at the end of the tunnel in terms of rainfall. A storm that is projected to surge onshore in the northwest around midweek may advance into southern Canada and the northern plains by the end of the week, bringing a round of much-needed precipitation to the region. That's all for now. There are more articles and regional forecasts at AccuWeather.com, and for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.